Get me, of all people here in NXT, that you would go after me. For whatever reason, you got a bullseye on me. Well, let me explain to maybe some people out there why.
Yeah, right. You're talking about when you get packaged up in WWE.
Some of you know this, maybe some of you don't, but we go back a long ways, don't we? Cassius, I met you in 2004, for crying out loud, in a bingo hall in Philadelphia. We go back.
You've always been articulate, even more so now, with the way you speak. But good speaker.
It's weird to watch, though.
Yeah. But when I watch you now, with the cadence you speak, you never stutter, you never stop, you never fumble.
Yeah.
And that's the power of words. In a way, it's kind of like a little bit of George Carlin for me.
Yeah.
I mean, not trying to be funny, just the command of the English language.
Yeah. If there is, I actually consciously put in little stutters and stuts and things like that now, but they're conscious.
But it's
yeah, exactly.
So I'm ready for whatever you want to bring.
That's weird to watch. That's really me finding my voice big time.
Oh, man.
Big time.
When I had that high-pitched voice, and, it took me a while to settle into it. And it took you a while to settle into, being able to cut a good promo.
Yeah, it's funny you were saying that, but I could speak.
Oh, yes.
But it's not a promo yet, but I could speak. And that's what Dusty was my promo coach, and I was very lucky to sit under the learning tree with him for the time that we had together. It was probably about 1.5 years. And so he nurtured that a lot. You have the natural ability to speak. And he just fostered that so that I wasn't trying to cut promos.
Right.
To try to, and that kind of gravitated naturally to where it is now. And I do think that being a heel, I don't know, I think I'm a better heel promo than I am a babyface promo, but I don't know. Because now I feel like my promo game's gotten so good, I'd be very curious to see where it goes if and when I do become a babyface.
Right. When did you really gain confidence on a vocal level?
So even there, I'm confident in my ability to speak.
Proud of your ability to speak, but sell tickets.
So I think there was a specific promo that I did in NXT, and it was in the build-up to my first NXT title win with Neville. We had just done an acting class. It was my first kind of work with any kind of acting coach, and about tapping into the real emotions before you go out there. And I kind of, did some exercises like that and put myself really in that headspace before I went out. And then I just cut this really intense, fired-up promo on him, and I slap him in the face at the end of the promo.
No. See, this is where I go wrong every single time. When I try to do the right thing and be the good guy, and Sami's got to be the good guy and show the respect. This isn't about respect. It's not about respect between you and me. Do you understand that?
And I remember thinking it was really good. But remember, there's always that self-doubt going back to the indie days of, I think it's good, but, what does Hunter think? And it just so happens that The Undertaker was there that day. And he watched that, and this was again, one of those validating moments where he was like, pulled us aside, he's like, yeah, that's how you do it. Because not only did we do the promo, we also had a match at night. So he said, I watched your match, and I thought you guys were just going to do a bunch of spots, but you guys told a story. You sold your asses off, and that promo right there, that's how you sell tickets. So that was a huge, check.
Yeah.
And the funny part of this story is Kevin is brand new here, right? He hasn't even debuted yet, but he's brand new. So he's watching this in sort of like the NXT gorilla, and he's watching the promo, and he's watching Undertaker loving it. So when I slap him in the face, Undertaker gets fired up. He's like, yeah, and he pokes his head into Gorilla and he goes, they just sold some effing tickets. But Gorilla's kind of busy.
Yeah.
So nobody really sold for him because they didn't hear him.
Yeah.
And the way Kevin tells this story is in that moment, yes, he's the Undertaker and he's the Godfather and the toughest guy in the whole world. But in that one split second when he said they just sold some tickets and nobody sold for him, you could kind of see a moment of self-doubt where he's like, did they not hear me? And then he says it again. He goes, hey, those guys just stole some effing tickets. And Guerrero's like, yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did.
But there was this split second that Kevin got to see. A split second of like, oh, did they not hear me? Where he was just a very real human being for that 1 second.
Yeah.
He's the most intimidating guy in the whole world.
Let me amp it up a little bit and get the desired response.
You know, we're always working for the pop. And he's no
That's
different.
awesome.
Yeah.
But hey,
but for him, yes.
if that guy who sold a few tickets says they just sold tickets, you did.
Exactly. And that was just one more of those key moments in NXT, realizing like, oh, I'm on to the right path.
Yeah.
Because the greats think what I'm doing is good.
Yeah, and every time you go out there, it doesn't matter where you're at on the card, you're always trying to sell tickets.
Right.
Right? Yeah, the main event is going to be the big draw, but if you can't do something in your angle, I mean, that's what everybody should be trying to do.
I
You're
agree.
trying to sell tickets individually. And that's the only thing that's going to build up your stock, and all of a sudden you're on top.
I think sometimes there's the thinking that if you're not the top act, you're just sort of
A supporting act.
Yeah.
But you're just there on the card, and they drew the house. Maybe they did. You're a part of it.
Yes. And you need to invest fully. And this is so, I don't want to get off onto a tangent here. But one of the reasons I think I've been having so much fun these last couple of years is not just the metamorphosis of the character. It's also because I kind of changed my mindset a little bit. For a while, I was chasing this dangling carrot. Right? And I was like, oh, why is Seth there and I'm not? Why is Kevin up there? Why not? How do I get in the mix with Roman? Spinning my wheels, driving myself crazy. And then there was a point when Roman came back at the same time I came back from the pandemic, something happened where I was like, oh, I see, like Roman is just the guy. That's not up for debate. He's got that spot locked down.
Right.
He's doing great in that spot. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to take whatever I'm doing and I'm going to just have so much fun with it and I'm going to make it amazing. And even though that's the story that's selling the tickets, my story